Baked ziti is one of those Italian dishes that everybody knows. I mean, if you go to a party, there's a good chance they're serving up baked ziti. But what if you went to that same party and they served up baked rice? Now in Sicily, very popular for rice balls, so naturally they would bake rice. And today, that's exactly what I'm gonna show you. We're gonna make riso al forno. It's a really home-style recipe. And it's just like a big tray, like a giant rice ball. And it's so good. So let's make it. So a lot of times when you're making big trays of food for your family or parties, you think you need a lot of ingredients, but if you look here, there's not much. You probably have most of these ingredients in your cabinet, your refrigerator. The only thing I had to go out and get was fresh mozzarella and some fresh basil because mine died. And when I went to the market to buy this, my wife was like, gee, you know, you sure you have everything? And I was like, yeah, we have all this stuff at home. I just need cheese and basil. So this is a great recipe for parties. And speaking of parties, Easter's right around the corner and this video should be coming out right before Easter. So this is a great recipe for Easter. And let's make it. So in order to bake some rice, we have to make some rice. So the first thing we're gonna do is cook our rice. So the first thing we're gonna do is heat up a generous amount of olive oil. Generous here. And we'll add in some garlic. And I like to throw the garlic right into the cold oil so that it doesn't burn right away. And it gives it time for the garlic to infuse the oil. Because if the oil is super hot, the garlic just burns. And then you have that burnt garlic flavor. So if you put the garlic in now while the oil's still cold, gives the garlic time to get into the oil. And that's really what this is all about here. That's why I have the garlic whole. I just want the garlic to flavor the oil. I don't want it to really flavor anything else. And a good indication to know when to add the sauce in is the smell. You'll smell the garlic. Right now I'm smelling the garlic. It's filling the room. It's ready for the sauce. So we're gonna add in some tomato passata. Stir this up. Now we're gonna season this up with a little salt and pepper. And what we're doing right now is really just getting the sauce in the pan, letting it absorb some of the flavor from the oil and the garlic, and then we'll add in the rice. But before we add in the rice, I wanna add in some fresh basil. And I really want the basil to come through in all parts of this riso al forno. We're gonna add some basil now, and then we'll add some basil again when we put the tray together. So the sauce is looking good, it smells good. We gave it a few minutes to really just heat up and get some flavor going instead of having a pan with cold sauce. Now we're gonna add in the rice. And we're gonna cook this risotto style. Little by little, we'll add some broth. And when you're cooking risotto, you wanna shoot for like 15, 20 minutes. So I would definitely set a timer. So at like minute point 15, you know, like it's almost ready, so I'll stop adding broth. But usually takes around 15, 20 minutes to make it perfect. So we're just gonna stir this up, and then once I see it starting to tighten up, I'll start adding in the broth. So as you can see now, the rice is kind of gasping for more liquid in here. When you hear that sound, the rice is thirsty, it wants more liquid. So we're gonna add in some broth, and you wanna add in vegetable broth, and I heated this up. You want to add in hot vegetable broth, ladle at a time, and then stir it in. And now you can really assess, do I need to add a little more? But you want to go little at a time, little by little. As soon as the rice will let you know when it wants more broth. And you're kind of forced to stay here for 15, 20 minutes and stir for the whole time. So this is definitely like a little bit of a time commitment here. You have to stay here and stir and just keep adding broth. And you could see really like this is like bubbling a lot in the center. So we're gonna add a little more broth here and then stir it in and just continuously stir. And since we have a little time here, we have some time, I'm gonna take out the garlic. And I mean, if you like garlic, you can leave it in, but in a tray like this, I don't think your guests or people would want like whole cloves of garlic. Or you can leave them in if you like. And this should be pretty good. Once this all tightens up, the rice should be cooked. So the rice is pretty much ready here. You could see that it's nice and thick. It's perfect. And for the broth, I had about 5 cups in here. And this is what I have left over. So it really depends on your burner. If your burner runs a little hotter, it's gonna go through more broth. But I'm gonna put 4.5 cups in the recipe, but don't hold me to it. So now this is good. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn off the heat, and this is really the finishing touch. It what takes this rice from good to amazing. And there's two things. The first thing is cheese. We're gonna add in some Parmigiano. We're gonna add in a lot of Parmigiano. And the second thing is butter. So now we're just gonna mix this up. And you still have a lot of residual heat in the pan from the rice. And this is just gonna blend and melt right in. And this looks pretty good. You could see it's really thick. And this is really not like a saucy Riso al Forno. This is exactly what you want. So we're gonna set this aside and we're gonna put the tray together. So in order to prepare the baking tray, we're gonna add in some olive oil and brush the olive oil all around. The sides too. And now we're gonna add in the Sicilian touch, which is breadcrumbs. So the olive oil allows the breadcrumbs to stick to the pan. So now what you're gonna do is just shake this up and then you just kind of work it. It's a little messy, but now you got breadcrumbs all around. Rice is pretty thick, so what I recommend is just going in with dollops and then spreading it out. This looks about half of the rice, so we're gonna spread this out now. See where we're at, see if we have any thin spots or some high spots. You don't have to be gentle here. You could really press down, really press the rice down. Make sure it's flat and even. And then you can kind of glide the spoon. All right, so this looks pretty good. Now we're gonna go in with the cheese. So we want a nice cheese layer in the center. So I have mozzarella here. I bought a ball of fresh mozzarella and I just cubed it up. So we're gonna add that in, spread it out evenly. And then we'll top it off with some Parmigiano. Just kind of add to the cheesiness. And then we'll lighten it up with some fresh basil. So this looks pretty good. We have a nice cheesy center. So when we cut into it, every slice will have a little, well, a lot of cheese. So now the top layer is a little tricky because this rice doesn't spread nicely. So we have to kind of like go in with little dollops and we're gonna just kind of build the top layer. And then we'll spread it out. But if you're serving this up for like family or for a party, you might want to just keep it neutral with just cheese because, you know, everybody likes cheese, you know, you can't go wrong with cheese. There's always like one person that's like, I don't like eggplant or I don't like this or I don't eat peas. So, you know, cheese is like a safe bet. And you could really just do what you want in here, but we're going to just continue with these little dollops of rice. And then you'll see how I spread it out. This looks pretty good here. Just gotta eye it up. All right, so now we're gonna spread it out and we're just gonna kind of press down with a spoon and then you can smooth it out after. And like I said in the beginning of the video, this is like a giant rice ball right here. All right, so now we're just about ready to bake, but before we do, we're gonna top this off with some Parmigiano. Just a little bit on top. All right, that looks pretty good. And some breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs and the cheese is gonna create a nice crispy layer on top. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop this in the oven, 420 minutes, and then we'll broil it at the end just to get nice and crispy. Just took this out of the oven, and I know I'm taking this to my aunt's house, but I'm gonna have to scoop a piece out of here, show you guys what it looks like. I cooked it for about 25 minutes, and then I broiled it for a few minutes just to get the top a little crispy. And yes, we're gonna dig in. My aunt's probably gonna say, Johnny, what happened to the tray? But it's missing a piece, but we're gonna go in. And you can see over here, you have the crispy outer crust, and then you have the cheese in the center, which melted. And the rice has so much flavor. It's so good. You definitely have to try this recipe. Not because I said it, but it's really good. And if you look in here, I just put a small dent in this tray. And you could see the cheese in there, the basil. The rice has so much flavor. This is really a great tray and it's a great alternative to pasta al forno or baked ziti. I'm telling you, if you make it, your family's gonna love it. You take it somewhere, it's gonna be a hit. So if you like this one, let me know how you like it in the comments. Don't forget to hit the bell, like, and subscribe.